Hey everyone, Leland Bartlett with Ripboard Training Consulting. Today we're going to do part 1 of a 4-part series. We're going to be looking at how to build a single form with multiple subforms and issues and solutions with those. And then in the second part we're going to be showing you how to put in the controls around your navigation and data input. Then in part 3 we're going to build a little more sophisticated form. We're going to build 3 forms and link them together. And we're going to do that in part 3, and then part 4 we're going to do the developing flow control and navigation and input controls. If you also, I'd sure appreciate if you'd give me a like and maybe subscribe. So there's no cost to it, no cost to cancel, and also help me out very much. I appreciate it. Let's get going. Okay guys, we're going to create 2 forms in this video. We're going to create one that's what it is it's going to be a 4-table 1 form. So we're going to have 4 tables in 1 form, and this is how it is. This is how our relationships work. We have customers, the customer locations, and location we're going to have orders, and then from orders we're going to have details. Okay, and then what we'll do is we're going to develop this and work it through, and then we're going to develop another set of forms, and we're going to develop 3 more forms that are all going to work together. And it's going to work like this. We have customers to locations, then we're going to have customer location to orders, and we're going to have orders to details. So we're going to have 3 different forms, and then we're going to connect those based on the common field between these. So it's actually it's actually like connecting to itself, but what we're going to do is we're going to pick a customer. That's going to show up in the location table. Then when we click on this, we're going to open up this form. It's going to open up the location and it'll show us all the orders. And then we'll open up all the orders, and we'll have all the details associated with that. So we'll be kind of linking from one form to the other to get to the details. And so we'll do that. And then after we're done with that, we're going to come back through each of these and just talk a little bit about the issues with them. And then we'll smooth out the navigation between the forms and how those things work. And we'll see some of the issues that will come up with that. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to create. We'll start right here. We're going to choose the form wizard. And we're going to choose our 4 tables, which is going to be customer list, customer location, and order info, and then order details. And now check this out. This is an issue right here as we walk through this. First issue when we're creating a 4-table form is that we only get 3 levels. And it combines one of the tables with the other one. And when you have customer list selected, it combines order info and order details together. You go to customer table, it combines customer list and customer location. Then it brings up the next one, and you get the top 3, the first 3 together. And then when you get the bottom one, it's to say just dump them all together. And I just keep choosing this one. It just seems like it's a better focus. It's a better way of navigation. You get the customer list, the customer location, then the orders associated with that, and then with the order details. So we'll go ahead and do that. I choose tabular just because it's easier to have formatting with it. Click next, and then I'm just going to give it a dash here so that I know that these all are together in the same form. I can even give it a number, but we can do like an A1, A2, and A3. That way I know they're all work together. And then I'm going to take the space out of the names. I just take spaces out because sometimes if you have to reference them, the space causes you some issues. There we go. And then we'll finish and take a look at it. So there we go. So the first 3 fields here, right here, are the customer list. These over here are the customer location, the order info, and then the details of a particular order. So as I click on those, and if I change customer location, this is actually customer location because you notice the customer doesn't change. It's the location that changes over here, so you have the same customer. And a little bit challenging for navigation. We can probably put some search boxes and filter boxes in there, but again, that's not simple, and my whole focus really is trying to create the simplest thing going forward. So I'm going to format this a little bit, and then I'll be back to you with you in just a second. Okay, so we've successfully created the form where we have customer to customer location, kind of sort of. These are combined here. Then we have the orders info and the order details. So let's take a look at the formatting of what I did there. So there we go. The top portion here above the line is the customer list information, and the information below it is the customer location information. And then this is the orders for that particular location, and here are the details of that particular order for that location or for that order. Now the challenge here is because we got location and customer combined, is that as we go through the records, you notice that the customer number or the customer name doesn't change, the location does. See how the location changes up there? So we have to scroll through this, and then we have to create a lookup in a sense to find the specific customer and location. A little bit more challenging than maybe we want to do right now, but it works. So come into the form, and then we can tab through. There's the customer name, segment goes into the location, customer name again. We can actually hide this or make it so the cursor doesn't go into, because it's just repeating, and I've left that in there just so that you can see the correlation between the different tables, that they actually do correlate. The same thing here with the order ID here and the location. See, it says Round Rock, says Round Rock up there, and if you click on the order ID down up there, it's 3982. It's 3982 down here, just so that we can make sure that there's a correlation between where our cursor is on a record and the record information displayed. So here's the cool thing. So we're going along here, and then we get to the end here, and boom, we jump down and we're in this record, which is nice. Now let's say you want to jump down here to look at some of the information down there. Look what happens when you cursor past the end of the record. It goes into another row in the same form. So we don't get to go down here. So we're going to have to work on being able to jump this to there if we want to do that. The other things that we need to work on are our auto numbers. We've created those in previous ones. We'll run through those real quick so we can create our new order number if we want to. Create a new order, and then of course a line item ID or row ID for the items in the particular order. We need to do that. But the shortcomings is this right here, is that when we go from one record to the other, it doesn't automatically go to the other form. The other thing that is the issue is that we have to combine two tables into one to get the navigation that we want, or as close to it as we can. So that is it in that. So I think we're gonna come back after we create the other forms and refine this a bit, and then we'll do a refining, kind of like each time you sand something, you use a little bit more finer sandpaper to get a smoother finish, so we'll get a smoother operation here. So let's create the other forms. Alright everybody, that was part one of our 4 parts. We looked at a single form with multiple subforms, issues and their solutions, and in our next video we're going to be looking at the single form, but we're going to be putting in controls around our navigation and our data input. Appreciate you being here. I sure appreciate it if you'd also leave me a like and subscribe, as well as a comment. Give me some feedback in regards to the content you'd like to see and improvements on what I've done, because I'm always looking to learn. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.